Ooh, these are some nice strawberries. Oh, there's nobody around. I don't see my wife. Oh, hey, shh. Don't tell my wife I'm having a strawberry. Look at that juicy strawberry. It's Friday, March 11th. Mmm. So good, I'm gonna have to have another one. I'll put this in the compost. Look at that. Mmm. Nothing like eating fresh strawberries. And it's March, can you believe that? Well, March came in like a lamb, and it looks like it's going to go out as a lion. We're supposed to get some snow Saturday, if you can believe it. March came in and we had weather in the 60s, 70s, and even in the 80s. And now it looks like we're embracing a cold front that's moving across the country, and it's supposed to get here later tonight and into tomorrow, and then we're going to have snow flurries. So I'll probably report on that and let you know how that's going. So we've got a lot of things going on here in preparation for the spring. And you know that after this episode, this is episode 99, the next episode's our 100th episode, and we plan to do it big time and celebrate that momentous occasion with all of you. So I hope you'll stay tuned and that you'll continue to follow us here on our channel. And if you're not already a subscriber, please consider clicking that subscribe button. It really helps support our channel and helps us to grow. And give us a thumbs up if you like what we're doing, and provide a comment if you like something that we're doing, or if you have a question, or if there's something that you think we should try to grow here. We live here in South Central Virginia. We are in U.S. Agricultural Growing Zone 7B, and we're located at 37.03 degrees latitude for those that are interested. So so that's kind of where we are, and that's our situation here. And we started from scratch, and we are continuing to develop our homestead here. And so we've got a lot of exciting projects to do, but we've also got those day-to-day chores that all of us do as gardeners just to keep things going. So, and sometimes we have to take a break and sample the fruits of our labor, right? So anyway, I hope you enjoy this episode. It's hard to believe we're just one episode away from that 100th special video. So let's get started with today's project. And today's project's kind of just a little bit of everything. It's very eclectic, a lot of chores that we need to get done in preparation for the big celebration. So I've got a couple of my trees that I want to kind of stake and get those a little bit more standing tall and straight before they kind of get fixed in the form that they're in. We've had a lot of wind storms over the last year, and we have very sandy, loamy soil here, and so with that wind, sometimes, you know, with a young tree, it can lean easily because the roots have yet to really establish, and you know, it's trying to establish in sand. So sand kind of moves, you know, over time with rain and weather and wind. So anyway, so we got a couple trees back here in our food forest that we need to stake up. So we'll probably do that first. I got those blackberries that I didn't get planted on the last episode, episode 97. I got the blueberries planted, but those Prim Ark Thornless Blackberries. I didn't get those in the ground, so we need to get those in the ground today. So we'll probably try to accomplish at least those two chores. And then I've got a lot of stuff to do. Probably have to do that without videotaping to show you, but we've got a lot of things. And if we fit a couple more in, we'll do that. So let's get started. All right, we're here with our 2 almond trees. This one is coincidentally called Hall's Hardy Almond Tree, and it's in bloom right now. Hopefully this weather we're supposed to get tomorrow and tonight, hopefully that's not gonna prevent us from getting almonds this summer. So keep your fingers crossed for me. But you can see the wind, the north, where I'm facing south right now, you can see these north winds have kind of pushed it this way. It also is growing that way too, towards the sun a little bit. So what I want to do is kind of stake it and get it more upright again. So I've got some string here, and basically I think this is like clothesline string. Got a stake, and we're gonna use a piece of old gardening hose to kind of use it as a buffer, if you will, so that the string doesn't rub and cause a cut into the tree. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece of string to length. Let's see what we need. I think I'm going to pull it back right here. Alright, so we've got our clothesline string here. We're going to run it through this piece of old garden hose that I've saved and repurposed here for protecting our Hall's Hardy almond tree. So we're going to run one end through the garden hose, and now what we're going to do is we're going to carefully, without knocking these blooms off, run our string around the tree here. Alright, and what I'm going to do is come back here and kind of tie these together. I think I can cut a little bit of this string off here. Might be just a little too long. Let's try cutting it here. Alright. So we're going to tie the 2 ends together. And if you know a better way to do this, please type in a comment below here. Alright. Alright. Do this. We'll grab it right here. All right. I may put a second one. Okay. Okay, that's a little better. A bit of a challenge with this sandy soil, but I think it's gonna do well. All right, we're gonna try this again. Now this variety of almond is NE. I believe that's what the tag says. NE plus, okay? And it looks like we've got one, two, just a couple of blooms here. So maybe next year we'll have a bigger chance for having almonds on this tree. But I think the Hall's hardy almond, I think we might get some if they survive this cold snap that we're about to have. Okay, again, this tree is leaning this way. And I even had a stake here and it still leans. So what we're going to do is, I think the best thing is to go right here between these two branches. Might be a little too much. All right, back this up a little bit. Alright, that's a little better. We'll leave it like that, and then we may have to adjust it again. But it's definitely straighter. All the branches seem to be going this way, but we'll prune it and shape it as it grows. Alright, on to the next project. Okay, let's get these Prim Ark Thornless Blackberries in the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and dig the holes now. Okay, we've got our 5 holes dug. So we've been soaking our Prim Ark blackberries in this water to rehydrate them. They came bare roots, so let me get my pruners. I may need to prune the roots a little bit here. Okay, got my pruners here, and yes, definitely there's a little bit of root damage here, so I think I'm going to trim that back. Got a lot of nice roots growing up the stem here. That's going to make for a good plant. And this will stimulate new growth. So we'll put that one there. Just like getting a haircut stimulates hair growth, the same principle applies to pruning roots. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. Alright, so now it's just a matter of getting these filled back in with some soil. I do have some compost here I'm going to add to that to just kind of help enrich the soil here around these roots. So let's get started. Okay, that finishes up our Prim Ark Thornless Blackberries. We've got 5 of them planted in the ground now. What I'm going to do is get some of our wood mulch and put around them, and well, before I do that, I'm going to water them in, then apply the mulch. While I was looking through my compost, I found some potato cuttings that have already sprouted, so I'm going to leave them in here, and we'll probably see if we can't plant these in the ground. Let me show you up close here. As you can see, this is just a potato peel from where we had a mess of potatoes, and look at that, it's already sprouted and ready to grow a new cluster of potato tubers. So stay tuned, we're going to plant this. All right. Okay, I think that's going to wrap up our episode for today, episode 99. Please come back. Really excited to share with you what we've got in store for our 100th episode, our 100th video celebration. So until the next time, please be safe out there. Take care. And if you're not already subscribed, or as I said before, please consider subscribing and joining our family. We would love to have you be a part of this experience, this journey that we're on. And with that being said, we'll see you then. Bye-bye. All right, I thought I'd provide you with a little bonus footage, give you an update on how our winter sowing's going. Hopefully I can get in here. I've got a couple things that have already sprouted. This is our, let me see if I can get this to focus a little more. Okay, this is our ornamental poppies. I don't know if you can see in there, but we've got ornamental poppies already sprouted. All right, and now to give you an update on how things are going in our propagation frames. So if I can zoom out here, we'll take a look inside our large propagation frame. So we've got some boxwood, some triple crown thornless blackberries. Let's see what else we have. Verbena, some Korean boxwood, a lot of Korean boxwood. We're planning to use that here in our garden this spring and summer, hopefully. Let's see what else we got. Some more triple crown thornless blackberries. We have some red bud cuttings that we've taken here. Not seeing anything on them yet. I think the thornless blackberries, they're starting to leaf out a little bit, along with the Yashino. I don't know if that's how you say it, but we've got our cherries. In fact, one of them's already sending out a bloom early here, so that's looking pretty good. Now let's go over here to our next smaller frame here. Let me remove the glass so you can see what we've got going on here. So we've got some peach cuttings. I think this is Alberta peach. We've already got some blooms and some leaves coming out on these. The important thing with these cuttings, these hardwood cuttings, you got to keep them moist throughout the winter time so it gives them an opportunity to root. We also have some blueberry cuttings here that we've taken, and it looks like they're putting out some buds. And let's see, what else do we have here? Oh my goodness, hazelnut, American hazelnut, purple leaf sand cherry over here. I think that's starting to leaf out a little bit. All right, let's go to the next frame here. Remove the glass. Okay, and this is our limelight hydrangea cuttings that my cousin Rob and good gardening friend down in Alabama sent me. Also have some forsythia cuttings here. Looks like they're leafing out. lots of limelight. I think there were 99 of them. And then we have some purple leaf sand cherry cuttings also. And I think I see a leaf right here. Let me see if I can zoom in here. Show you that. Yep, so we've got a leaf here. So I think that's a good sign that the cutting is still viable. It's still got some life in it. So hopefully it's producing roots. And I'll keep you posted on how things go throughout the spring and into the summer. And hopefully we'll be potting these up maybe by next fall or certainly by next spring. So stay tuned. Just one more thing I wanted to share with you. This is that forest pansy redbud tree, and look at the buds all along here. So it's going to be beautiful come next week. We're supposed to get some warmer temperatures next week after we get through this snowstorm tomorrow. So hopefully this will be in full bloom. Alright, that's it. We'll see you in the 100th episode. Please come back. It's going to be great. See you then. Bye-bye.